Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from LTC. This is the Nimbleback NB1041 Pro mechanical keyboard. Now this is a tri-mode keyboard, so you can hook this up via USB wired, a USB dongle for 2.4 gigahertz, or Bluetooth as well for up to 3 Bluetooth devices. This also has an integrated LCD screen with information and GIF and picture support. We're going to dig into this now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that we get once we get it out of the box. Of course, you're going to get a user manual for the NB1041 Pro, and we are going to take a quick look at this. It's written in English. It's well laid out. You're not going to need a magnifying glass to read it. You get a keycap puller, you get the unit itself, you get some extra switches, and of course your USB cable. It's going to go over how to hook up things in Bluetooth mode, how to hook up things in 2.4 gigahertz mode, which I'll explain a little bit later, and of course your knob function for that LCD screen as well, which we can adjust a lot of settings through, and you'll see that a little bit later in the video. Now you do have multimedia keys for Windows and Mac. This will work with Mac, iOS, Windows, and it'll also work with Android as well. So you have some compatibility around the board with this keyboard. Now the second thing they give us here is a keycap and switch puller, because we can replace all of the keycaps and the switches if we want to. So you do have the tool to do that. Of course, it's always nice to be able to customize this to your personal liking. And we do have some extra switches as well. Now these come with Huano red switches. These are going to be their more game oriented tactile switch. As you can see here, these are 3-pin switches, but you can also use 5-pin switches as well if you want to switch out for something that you like even better. Now I do like these out of the box, and we'll get to a typing test in just a little bit. Now they also, of course, give us our USB cable here, and what this is a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, and it does have this adapter on it. So if your PC or your laptop doesn't have a USB Type-C, you can use the adapter to plug into USB Type-A as well. Now when you're using the software for this, you will have to be plugged in to edit anything, use macros or anything like that. This also has a 3000 milliamp battery in it, so you will have to charge it from time to time with the included USB cable. Okay, so let's take a look at the main unit itself. Now this is a very hefty unit. It's got some weight to it, which I actually like. This is a full 104 key keyboard, so you're going to get that number pad on the right. You're going to get all of your productivity keys as well. And it's a very clean design on the sides and back, which we'll get to in just a moment. You do have that LCD screen, and you do have this metal knob here that you can use for a volume adjustment, also adjusting through the LCD screen as well. Overall, just a very solidly built keyboard. On the sides, very clean, nothing on the sides, on the back, or on the front. Everything is located on the bottom of this keyboard. If we take a look at the bottom, the first thing that we have is our 2.4 gigahertz dongle that is magnetically attached to the bottom of the keyboard, which is actually a pretty cool place to hide it away. We do have some cable management here as well, as you can see right above that. And we do have a tri-mode switch here. Now the middle is going to be your USB wired mode, down is going to be Bluetooth, and all the way up is going to be for 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle. I do like that you do have that little cable route here to kind of help route your cabling, and you do have your input there for your USB Type-C for wired mode and for charging. Now on this keyboard, we also of course get two levelers here, and these are multi-length levelers. So if you want a smaller or a larger incline on your keyboard, you have that option, of course, on both sides for comfortability, depending on what your comfortability level is. I usually like to have it leveled up a little bit more, so I like to have it extended at its highest range, and it feels very comfortable to type on. So that's the unboxing here. Let's get into some more of the setup here for this keyboard, including the screen, some of the light modes, and of course the switches and testing as well. Okay, for the switches, we've got these Huano red switches. Again, more of a gamer type feel here. You do get some of that clickiness to it. Obviously, it's not going to be as clicky as blues are, but these are nice switches out of the box. When I did my typing test, which you'll see in just a moment, I had no problems whatsoever. Now, we do have double shot PBT keycaps on here, and you will be able to switch out the switches with either 3-pin or 5-pin switches, and you can also replace the keycaps pretty much with whatever you would like as well. Now these keycaps are not shine through, as you can see. We do have south facing RGB on this keyboard, so if you're looking for shine through keycaps, you can always replace them with keycaps that you like. Okay, so taking a look at the screen here, this can be adjusted, of course, to add a GIF file or a static image. I uploaded this Alice in Wonderland GIF here, and it looks pretty good. And I can use the function key, so I'm going to slide this on down to the function key, and you can use the function key and the knob to enter the modes that this supports. So it'll be locked in, and if we do function and we do the knob, then we can start going through some of the settings that we can adjust here, like backlighting, modes, colors for the modes. So all your RGB colors and modes will be there and be able to be changed right here. And if we go in, we can change these modes over right here without really doing any key combinations, just using the knob itself. So I can set them up any way that I would like. So this is really fast and easy to be able to adjust those if you do want to adjust them. If I want to make them a solid color, I can also go over to color. If I want to make them red or orange or yellow or whatever I would like, I can lock that color in as well right here from the knob and from the screen. So it makes things a lot easier when just quickly trying to set everything up. We do have our brightness here. We've got a few steps of brightness all the way down to off, and speed as well for animations that move with either side to side, up or down. You can set those speeds there as well. Under screen, we can set the brightness on the screen here from very bright, as you can see, all the way down to very low to save battery life if you want to, although it won't take up that much battery life. You can also set the whole entire thing to either never sleep, or you can go from 1 minute up to 10 minutes for the screen to go to sleep if you want as well. You can choose from 2 different languages here. I am, of course, going to stick with English at this point. And system, we can can switch from Mac to Windows, no problems whatsoever. So again, if we want to lock this in, all we have to do, of course, this is our main screen here. It's going to show us our date, our time. It's going to also show us a few other options as well as how much battery life we have remaining in the keyboard itself. And we also have an option here that will be worked on. They are working on it now for the temperature of your computer and the activity of your CPU as well. So on the main screen, you've got whether it's Windows or Mac, how you're connected, your date, time, and everything like that, including battery life. So you can also use keyboard controls with this to switch modes and also pair up your devices as well if you want to, depending on whether you want to do Bluetooth or if you want to do other things such as 2.4 gigahertz wireless or wired mode. You'll set the switch on the back, and as you can see right now I can cycle through and change a lot of these colored modes and RGB modes with the function button, and I can also do that with function down. You can see here the function down arrow is going to cycle through a bunch of different colors, and then of course the function up is going to do the modes. So you can make it all one color, or you can switch the modes just by doing function up and down arrow. The left and right arrows will control speed, so if you do want to control the speed on that, you can do that with just the function left and right arrows as well. Now if we have this in Bluetooth mode on the back, we can use function, and we can use the number 1, number 2, and number 3 to assign 3 different Bluetooth devices. So you can have 3 different Bluetooth devices assigned and then switch over to them by just hitting function 1, 2, or 3. Right now I'm in 2.4 gigahertz wireless mode. To put that into pairing, you can see that there's a little white light there. You hold function and 4, and then it'll change to a fast light. This is the same as Bluetooth, so if I wanted to put it in Bluetooth mode, I'd switch it to Bluetooth mode in the back, and then I'd hold down function and 1, and then it would blink quickly, and I could just hook it up, function 2 and 3 for 3 separate devices. So overall, just a really easy way of getting everything hooked up. For now, they have a web version of their software. It is fully integrated with the keyboard and works 100%. I haven't had any problems getting anything to work, including uploading static images and GIFs. Not a problem here. They are working on a full install version, but I actually like the web version. I don't even have to install anything really. And this works perfectly. Now I can assign per key any of the functions at the bottom. You'll see that we do have key combinations, macros, media, and we have mouse keys as well that we can add to each key per key. So that's a great function to have. Now under other settings here, we've got key sensitivity. You've got a slider from 1 to 10 to adjust your key sensitivity. We have an automatic identification of system here, so we can turn that on so it'll automatically identify your system, whether it be Windows, Mac, iOS, Android. And we've got some power saving options here for our lights and our sleep modes for 2.4 gigahertz and for Bluetooth. So anywhere, the lights from anywhere from 1 minute to 60 minutes, and the sleep modes can also be adjusted as well. So you can save battery life when you're in these wireless modes. If you want to do that, you definitely can, and they're built right in here under other settings. Under macros, we've got a full macro suite where you can import or export your macros or create your own for your productivity or your games. Now under screen, this is going to be for your LCD. You can choose to import a GIF file like I have, or you can draw on the screen if you're an artsy type person, and you can make up your own static or GIF images. You can see we can subtract frames and add frames here. No problems whatsoever doing this. On the right hand side, we've got a few different layers that we can mess with. We can also look at my work. So if I have other things that I have saved in my work, I can save them there and upload them to the keyboard. I've got 5 different layers. I can adjust my delay. I've got previewing the image, previewing an animation, uploading an image, uploading an animation, or I can save the image or save the animation to my PC. So if I choose select picture here, I can search for a GIF file or animation, and I can open that. And then once it's up, it has adjust the image file size, and you can use your mouse wheel to do that. You don't want any white around the image, and if it's too large, you don't want any black around the image. You want it to match up to the LCD screen size. Now I can just do upload the image, which will be the first image in the GIF file, or I can just upload the entire animation, and it'll upload it right to my keyboard. In other settings, we've got a language toggle. We do have this synchronize time to your screen, and this will take your system time on your PC and upload it and sync it to the LCD screen as well. We can also clear out the screens if we want to start over and add something fresh. Under the light tab, we've got all of the 22 different light modes that you can select here. We also have 2 sliders on the right that'll allow us to adjust brightness and speed of the animation. If the animation has a speed to it, we can definitely adjust that here as well. So you get all of those light modes that are included here, and you can select each or any one that you would like. Under Light Edit, I can select things like my W, A, S, and D keys, and I can make them any color that I would like, and the rest of the keyboard will be whatever color you want. You can do it per key, and you can save your work there. No problems whatsoever there. And in Share, we have either animations or light configurations or settings or macros that other people have uploaded, and you can download those to your keyboard if you like what other people have shared. Under About, we can upgrade the firmware if it needs to be upgraded, and we can also change the appearance of the application. We can change the color here if we want to of the entire application, so you can kind of make it your own. If you don't like that off-white color or the blue color, you can make this maybe a brown color or a red color, and of course you can reset it, and you can put a vignette on it as well to kind of make it your own and stand out. Overall, just a nice setup here, even though it's just the web version. Again, it's fully integrated and works 100%, and they will be releasing a fully installable version sometime in May. So there you go, that's my review of the LTC Nimbleback, the NB1041 Pro mechanical keyboard. Again, there's a lot to like about this keyboard. The settings of this keyboard stock with the switches and the way that they've dampened this is just a great typing experience. So first and foremost, I really like how this feels, even with the red switches. Even though I like brown switches personally, these red switches felt really good to type on. I like the LCD screen and all the customization you can do with that. I also like the fact that I can hook up to 3 different Bluetooth devices with this. I can also hook up a 2.4 gigahertz dongle for a quick and easy use, and if I need to, I can do this wired as well, and works in all 3 orientations. Now, to use the software, you're going to have to be in wired mode, but that's not a problem. If you just want to update something, you can do that, and then you can go back to wireless mode if you would like. Overall, I think LTC has done a great job with this keyboard. It's super comfortable to type on and would be really good for office and or gaming with those red switches. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.